any shit that we don't nail this evening, we can. It looks like Ireland to me, dude.
Yeah.
I feel like I could be back in the motherland.
We're down the road in Gardner, it's Ireland Corner.
Right, that general store.
Yeah.
Maybe that's, maybe the person that opened the general store was like, this is the next best thing to my beloved homeland, the land of my forefathers, where all the instruments are a quarter step sharper than their American counterparts. God damn, man, these woods are pretty dry. Don't toss your cigarettes out there. What's that bird? Oh! No, wait, what sound do birds make? That's dog. Har! Brr.
Guess it works.
But that's what it's about, man. On like a peaceful night like this, when you just watch the sun go down on a bridge over a beautiful green field with a single cow surrounded by geese and little ducks. You really got to appreciate the more peaceful things in life, the more peaceful pleasures. Quiet, the sound of this babbling brook. It doesn't have to be screaming all the time, right? Screaming is cool. Heaven knows I've screamed a lot. More than most people, I guess. And I'll continue to, We're still gonna do some screaming songs, man. And even this ballad record has got a bit of screaming here and there, but it's not just about the screaming, man. It's about what you're screaming. And I can't help but feel like this band that we're doing now, this Titus Andronicus band, man, people get the wrong idea about this shit sometimes, dude.
Yeah.
And I ain't even mad at these people, most of the time, because they just want to tap their foot to the music. They like it, I can't get mad.
Mm-hmm.
They're happy. It's making them happy, and like if art makes somebody happy, that's really all that matters for that person. But it's not merely that, man. There is that element of it. There's the pagan ritual, the Louis Louis thing. But there is also, there is a literary agenda at work. And if you don't listen at all to what I'm saying, then you don't even understand what all the ruckus is about and why we're using these tools of volume and distortion and velocity. Whatever it is that's going in the ears doesn't really matter. It's, how effective of a conduit is it for the artist to that person's fucking soul, man.
Yeah, dude.
Yo, you know what the fuck I'm talking about, man?
some.
Words can do that, dude. And if you combine them with the fucking power of the rock, of the pagan ritual, when you're shredding and there's drum solos and there's a gong and everything and it's loud.
It's powerful, man.
But this is just what Nietzsche said in The Birth of Tragedy, man, because you got the Dionysian down in the dirt, rolling around in the mud. That's rock and roll. But then you got the Apollonian, which strives for something more than the baser side of humanity, right?
Mm-hmm.
That dreams of an Olympus somewhere, right?
Yeah.
That's poetry, Just don't read too much of that shit. You might end up fucking your mom. We got to get out of here, though. We got a bunch of tracks to do. Let's split, man. Let's get back to the fucking bar. Let's grab the beers and let's get back to work, man. Enough of this philosophizing. It's cool, but if we wanted to just do that, why'd we pick up the guitar, dude?
1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Well, no, let's do like the Stones. Let's start off with the groove.
I'm gonna come in.
2, 3. Yeah, that's good. Oh my god, I could listen to that all night. Are you kidding me? Wait, don't stop though. 1. No, that's good. We're gonna start. That was good though. Can we do it again?
Yeah, count it.
1, 2, 3. Come on now.
That was you.
No.
Damn
This is the intro, for God's sake. If the weather's a little louder for me. The weatherman said we're in for a real mean storm. You got it. The weather's as bad as the weatherman said. We're in for a real mean storm. Let me sing that again. If the weather's as bad as the weatherman says, we're in for a real mean storm. If the weather's as bad as the weatherman says, we're in for a real mean storm. Now you sing it. If the weather's as bad as the weatherman says, we're in for a real mean storm. If the weather's as bad as the weatherman says, we're in for a real mean storm. Okay, alright, let's save some of it for the real thing. That's it, that's all. And you really sang it like I did the harmony.
So just to clarify, you don't want to move the speakers into the closet, or we are going to do that?
I've already got the cabinet I'm going to record with.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah, it's all in there and mic'd up.
Sweet.
Thing with songs, we were listening earlier today, me, RJ, and Chris, to Up on the Sun by the Meat Puppets, and with the bonus disc, like on the CD reissue of just all tons of alternate takes of the songs.
Right, who doesn't
that are
love
super
that?
fucking sick, and it's like, but my problem is, it's like, you have one version of a song, you're like, that's sick, and then you record another, you're like, that's also sick, and then you're like, which one is going to be the one?
Right.
But if you do that...
Right, then one doesn't have to
Yeah,
be the one.
you
It's
can-
it's polygamous.
Yeah.
That's good. That's what I'm gonna want to try to do with.
You want to bring that mic while you come back this way?
Ooh, this one here?
Yeah.
This one looks fancy. Is this one of those ones that can be like here, or like this, or
So this one's just a cardioid condenser, but
whatever the hell that is? And it's cool for the snare mic to be like underhand like this.
the bottom snare is cool.
Let's find
with
it.
the top snare.
Let's find another one of those. So the memory man's feeding this thing here.
So it goes boom into the Rocktron, into the Memory Man.
If it's chill with you, is this shit all turned off?
Yeah.
You should probably have a discrete power source for your memory man. I don't know if the daisy chain is gonna give it the right.
No, I do.
voltage.
It is a discrete power source.
It is?
Yeah.
Oh, great.
It's not 9
Right,
volts.
I thought you had.
Yeah, it's 12 volt.
I'm sorry for accusing.
It's all
Check
good.
this out. Now we put the
So it's just
out
this and
here goes in. So this is your signal, right?
Mhm.
You put it in here, and now it's coming out of the tuner output permanently, feeding this amp. That's like the drop.
That's the drive.
And then the output is the one that's controlled by the pedal. So when it's depressed, nothing comes out. It doesn't sound like anybody uses it. And then when it's down, he'd hop in a fucking Uber for that, dude, and drop $15. He would get in an Uber pool and spend $12, dude.
I experienced my first,
Yeah.
to get over to Shea, I took a Lyft line. I've never used one of those
Is that like a share?
Yeah, so it was me and one other guy. It's pretty cool. He gets in the car, we don't say a word to each other, just pretend we're not there. Ooh, that part was
When
moving.
we were lovers, I watched you from afar. That's actually what I did when we were strangers.
Right. Yeah, dude.
We were lovers. I loved you with all my heart. Isn't there another line before the chorus? I don't know what it is.
I don't know the lyrics other than.
Take it to the chorus. Still in love with you. I wanna see you dance again. 'Cause I'm still in love with you. On this August moon. Sounds fucking good, man. It is a gorgeous song about his wife Becky, who he ditched for the mermaid.
How do you do that last harmonic though?
fretted.
What's the note? E?
Yeah. But that one's too low. Top one?
How about 7th fret of
Yes.
A?
Yeah, dude.
There you go.
Good with you. Do it again, okay? You go. Me on. Can you do it? 2. Well, yeah, you know what it is. You sing it. You sing it and I'll find it. You're better at it than me.
I can't really sing that right now either. Can't get the falsetto.
Oh yeah, I gotta go. I better get to fucking work.
Recording this, by the way. Oh, what? The tuning. Oh, you good? Cool. We could use that for sample library.
That's what I was thinking, man, you know?
Yeah, we got to be very mindful of the sample library right now.
There, you know?
I don't know, maybe when they're warming up, we'll say, hey guys, for fun, let's just play every note on the instrument.
Run them through, like, long
Notes.
Like, yeah, together. Like chord stacks.
Oh, cool, yeah.
You could do it pentatonic scale.
Right. Or everybody now go.
You know, and maybe have everybody do a pass in unison.
Right.
Like
Unison,
a pass where
yeah,
they did like
pancake,
a
man.
chord stack. And then maybe do that in a few keys. With the opportunity for keys, because some of the horn players play keys.
Well, that's the thing. Molini's coming up, and he's a clarinetist. The trumpet player Carter likes to touch the keys. Mikey Gaggs is a great pianist, but also very good
So what
sax
my
player.
point is that having them all in the room, it seems like you really got to have
I
them.
mean, that would be my dream. If that's what you want to do, that's what I love to do.
I always think of the videos of June Carter, or like she's just like rocking out. It's her Mama Carter, I think maybe is when she's doing like, she's like, it's going so fast. So hard to go fast on.
And I know her from the old high school scene, so it's perfect. Furthermore, Carter Yasutake is my former roommate, and he and Ryan Weisheit played in the band Clapper Claw with Carrie Ann Murphy. Remember all her singing on the rock opera album? So they know a lot about playing together in various horn sections. And Molini's there. He's very handy on the clarinet, even though he's modest about his abilities. So basically, there's your clarinet section right there. But that's what I'm talking about. And when I listen back to those tracks and put like a big limiter on the piano with Molini, you could really hear like the pedal on the floor and like the keys moving around, and that's cool. If the arrangement is like spacious and you can actually like enjoy it, I mean, very much humanizes the whole thing. Even though it still feels very electric and very like heightened reality like we like, you know what I'm saying?
Sonically enhanced, man.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean that was great when you did that. And when you did that in the drum solo, when you went like boo doo doo, that was sweet.
All right. Let me do.
But I mean, just be the groovy guy that you are. And you know, it's another one of those things. Like the verses, like they start out pretty clamped up, but as they go along, they open up a bit. And the same thing with those rock verses, you know. And you'll notice on the drums for the first half of it, he's kind of just rocking, like when it's instrumental.
True.
And then halfway through the blah, boom, boom, bang, we kind of open up a little more, and you can.
Realer than reality, more like how it feels to be alive than how it actually is. 'Cause that's the artist's job, right? This is the lie that tells the truth here, right? This is art. This is not real life. Maybe it is, who knows? But,
Yeah, you're not out of the woods yet.
That's right.
Really nice. Really nice, pretty intense take. Oh, Lord. Feels good. Holy cow. That's a lot. I feel like doing a fucking country song after that. How about you? Oh boy, okay. That's cool, man. Can we just discuss it a minute while I'm catching my breath? Do we have anything to say?
Some good shit in there.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Should
we got some
fucking
good
go through the
stuff
two
today.
best takes yet, dude.
Sure.
And then we can fucking, if we want to hear the Dylan song, we can fucking
Listen to
fucking listen
day
to
one,
last
take
night's
one.
version.
Oh yeah, last night was tight.
Or, 2-inch tape. You have probably a strong feeling about which tape does the best job of this. Or you probably would say each tape does a different job and it depends what the artist's choice is, right?
Yeah.
What's your go-to tape if you're mastering and you're
I
trying
mean,
to
if you're
warm
gonna
some shit up?
master, if you can get your hands on some like crazy 1-inch format, two track 1-inch, that would be super cool in a story sort of like way. But the standard sort of hi-fi analog thing is like half inch. You've got
Okay.
a half
What
inch
about 1
2-track.
inch?
No, I mean that format's not. You don't really find it.
Well, where is it? You know about it. What is it? Some holy grail? Is it impossible to find?
Yeah, because it's not a supported format.
Yo, I'm texting Jeff Powell.
He'll probably say yes, but that's a 1-inch 8-track.
Oh, what do you need?
I'm talking about 2-track.
Oh, 1-inch 2-track, like
Yeah.
true fucking Beatles first album?
That wasn't a 1-inch 2-track. God
I
damn
don't know. What was it then? Well, wasn't it 2-track though?
They had 1-inch 4 tracks that they used on all that stuff.
Okay. 1-inch 2-track. I'm texting him. You got a 1-inch 2-track machine down there in Memphis?
I'll be
What the hell's
shocked.
his name, Jeff?
if
Well,
somebody
prepare to
says
be
yes.
shocked. This guy's a Grammy winner, okay?
Only because it's not.
Not that you need a Grammy to be
only,
an awesome producer.
only because it's
Grammys
not a
are so
format
stupid.
that is actually used.
So, Laura's going to be happy about that. Christina's going to be thrilled about Wu-Tanging the streaming platforms with a 3-volume box set for each of the major platforms. I mean, we did it, It's over. There's nothing for me to do but line up the fucking backup singers we're getting in here later tonight. Listen to those birds, man.
yeah, well. From the hotel? No, like 10-minute drive, probably 15-minute maybe. Not and mostly just on one long country road. That's gonna be Route 208 of the second phrase, right? That's right.
Yeah.
The C, yeah. Word. Okay, that's good.
Let's do it.
You want to do it from the top?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah! All right. Well, then we're gonna do take one. This is the real deal. Take one. We ain't done nothing yet but jam on the heads. So what they say is hard work good and hard work fine, but first take care of head. I believe Bradley Noel said that, or whoever he was covering when he did that song. Rest in peace to both those people, the author and the appropriator. And now I'm gonna try to be both. Here comes the slate. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go. Wait. I am so sorry, man. The volume pedal wasn't depressed. Nobody was depressed for once. What a funny thing. All right, you ready? For once, nobody was depressed, and it was a problem. Jesus fucking Christ, you can't win in this rock and roll business. A 1. Wait, here's another slate. For take 6, I guess. Jesus Christ, the number of the beast. 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on. Alright, so take me out right now. Take me out, coach. I gotta get the note for C.
My
Ma, I cannot believe you made these cookies for me. I cannot believe you're getting married. Show me the rock again, Ma. Oh my God, Ma. I love you so much. You give me these cookies, Tom. I can't believe you're making my mom a bride. She deserves a guy like you. I can't believe it. I could cry with these cookies, man. Are you joking me?
Let me tell you, the
Have I got a great life? Like, am I the luckiest guy in the world?
No, I am.
Only I get to look at the camera. You don't know the camera's there, though.
Whoever made
But you
that
can,
cookie
you're allowed to break the rules because you're the one that gave me all my powers to talk directly to the kids. This is real life. Respect your mother, kids. When she finds a good man, respect him too. Because he's ahead. He's down with Blue Oyster Cult. And they'll drive her up here with the cookies, man. Like, this is as good as it gets.
What more could you want, right?
Right. But just remember, like, you've always been the best when I'm explaining some stupid, weird thing I'm doing or some little goofy picture I'm making.
It's never been
And
goofy.
no, you've always been so supportive about it. That's why I gotta show you around later and show you all my crazy special guitars I invented.
Great.
I only invented the strings. I didn't invent the strings. I invented how to tune the guitar.
All right.
I'll show you. I'm breaking them, right? I'm breaking them for
not
that.
yet. They're breakable then.
Right. Well, that's why I thought the gingerbread would be good because when Cary made the, we'll meet Cary later. When Cary made the sugar cookies, they got to be pretty crumbly because of like the A that's there for Andronicus.
But they're not going to crumble.
Well, that's fine. We should, if only we had like some powdered sugar and nutmeg. Scientific, my hand kiss it. I'm optimistic, Bobby Jicket. About to watch me dolly dick. Parents die, cousin brothers always fight, but cousins last forever.
I always thought the lyric was parents lie.
No.
No. It's much darker.
Yeah, it's much worse.
Dude, it's pitch black.
Friends come and go.
You better grab your
parents
flashlights. That's from Redman's skit, though. I can't take credit. But yeah, that's a dark song.
Cousins are forever.
Yeah.
Because we're never gonna die, and we've never had a fight.
Right.
But it's true, friends come and go. But you are
Parents
still my
die.
friend. We're definitely 30 years deep on this friendship now. That's the longest.
It's true.
The longest friendship.
Yeah.
So that's also the complexity I was struggling with. Should I go
Seems like that's
like
yeah.
the whole time? Should it be steady, like da?
What'd you do in the left hand when you played the piano on the basic track? That was Groove City.
Okay, but I was doing a lot of like octaves where I would like hold down the octave and then fool around, but it's still essentially sustained. Like the rhythm's there, but does it need to be more defined or not? Or should I just go lots of like longer notes and just fill up the space? Like is it for the function of the song? Is it just more?
We even just like kind of sit out the first verse. We gotta like stagger it a little bit and then come in with the shoots on the second verse. But we'll sing these are like the taglines of the verse, right? This is the call and response thing, and there's another little tagline for like a verse. So the first time that the quartet will sing, I'll be on the first tagline at the end of this verse that just began. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Honk, honk, honk. Like, what's that guy, King Curtis?
Cool. King Curtis, yeah, man.
Any of that kind of shit. And as far as you're just fucking, you're fighting for dear life. Like, I know we're playing, like, to a conga band, but imagine that we're in, like, 100 capacity room. It's, August, no air conditioner. Like Big Snow Buffalo Lodge. Remember that place?
Yeah, man.
You're on a foot-high stage. Everyone's drunk and screaming. You can't even barely hear yourself.
Cool.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're sweating. You're quite drunk yourself. You're probably stoned. Who knows what else you did? That's your business. But you're up on stage now, and you gotta try and escape with your life.
Cool.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So leave it all on the table.
So this one, I guess, is the first, and that's, I guess, where everybody first comes in. No shalalas before that.
That's a story for another night. We're gonna tell a story right now about living in New York City. We're gonna tell a little story about what it's like to live in a city, the city that never sleeps. So here we go with the brand new song from Titus Andronicus. And don't forget to go in there and make sure you got my mom's reaction when she hears the first line. My mom's reaction is gonna be priceless.
secret from my mama. I can keep a secret from my pa. I keep myself out of trouble. Stay one step ahead of the law. And I can keep it from my neighbors. It ain't like they even care. But I can't keep a secret from the guy at the store downstairs. Hey, it's the patronage of strangers that's keeping me from being broke. When they hand over the paycheck to me, they have to wonder where it goes. Because I never seem to save it. I saw them wasted in them clothes. But it's a mystery to you that there's a guy at the store that knows. 'Cause by 11 in the morning, I find him selling smokes. Laughing in another language, where I know it's just a joke. And by 7 in the evening, I'm darkened in the door, starting from the hole. So I try to keep a secret in that goddamn store. They see me buying cigarettes. He's never seen me buying beer. He's never seen me on the internet. And I don't know he's going here. But every day coming I wait to tell you. And if you can walk a couple floors, take that 3-story tour and make sure you're talking money when you're rocking with the boss at the store. I'm rocking with the boss. I can't keep a secret from the guy at the store. No, I can't keep a secret. Hey, I couldn't lie anymore. I can't keep a secret from the guy at the store. 'Cause you can lie with your expression. Well, now with the things you say. But you can't lie with your dollars. Now, babe, your dollars, they give you away. And the faces on the paper, the faces from the paper clear. That's why I can't keep a secret from the guy at the store downstairs. All the money in my pocket, that's the fire by the liar. That's why I can't keep a secret from the guy at the store downstairs. It's glaringly apparent why I can't keep a secret from the guy at the store downstairs. So why should I attempt it when I can't keep a secret from the guy at the store downstairs? Guy at the store. All right, so there's the end of the slate for take one. Oh my God, the crowd goes wild. They're probably applauding their fucking heads off in there, but I don't know. It's not on the headphones.
Very nice, gentlemen.
I think it's good. One thing I've really realized about it, Pa, is that it doesn't matter if I think it's good that much. You know, it has to feel good to me to do it.
Right.
But ultimately, I'm trying to remember more and more on this album and in this era especially that I really should be a humble public servant. You know what I mean? And my music should have utility, you know? In my music, it's like I ask for understanding for myself. And I know that in doing that, I'm doing it on behalf of certain members of my audience. But I also push these people away with a lot of screaming sometimes. You know what I'm saying? The thing can be a bit confrontational.
There is a
at
lot.
times, there's a wall of amplifiers. I'm screaming at them. You know, I got the black guitar. Everything's quite dour and intense. But but I really am trying to bring these people in and say it's okay. Like it's good. You found understanding here. I'm just like you.
Well, I've seen a lot of people come up to you and tell you exactly that they appreciate your music for the liberating effect it had on them.
Well, that's the thing, you know, but that's the thing right there, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of the other stuff I'm really starting to see is, you know, really maybe gets in the way a little bit. Like all this screaming, maybe I was doing that. Maybe that was a fear-based choice a lot of the times, you know? Maybe that was the armor that I put on, as though to say, don't get too close, you know, I am being vulnerable in my way right now and opening up to you, but there's a large thing between us, which is the intensity of the noise and the fact that I'm about to snap, you know? And that's okay, you know, there's a time for that, you know, and that's part of it, but, you know, because I recognize that the utility of my work is to, you know, take these kids who are my audience, whatever their age, you know, they could be older than me, but they come to me and they say I'm not really getting the understanding about certain things in regular life, in my place in regular society. You know, I try to offer them that, and maybe this time I can offer it to them in a way where there's less of the other stuff obstructing that exchange. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So there's still some screaming on it. I'm still a rocker, but really I'm trying to put the communicating first, you know, and have, because a lot of the records we made are for, you know, being in the car, or you're listening to it with your friends and, you know, dancing around, you know, young, dumb, drunk dudes punching each other to it, and that's fine, like that's what they want to do, but this time I just picture me and my the member of my audience, whoever they are, you know, on a lonely dark night, they got the headphones, and I will speak to them about the way things are as I see it, and hopefully, you know, they're listening to it and accepting it is going to validate me and my feelings. And hopefully when they see me asserting these things, the way that I feel about certain things in life, they too will be validated. And so we will create a sort of validation loop.
So, I'll go and turn my key now. Yeah.
It's like when you play drums on the Liam album.
Or when you when you rip that solo on there.
Exactly, on the Liam live show, yeah, or the one solo, yeah. That was the night I got arrested for marijuana possession. And you know what the damn cop said?
What?
He found my anxiety medicine, my friggin' benzodiazepines, and he's like, "What's this about? You got a prescription for this?" And I was like, "Yes, I do. That's my name on it. Remember how you asked me about my ID an hour ago when we met and we were still out here in my mother's car? Me and Liam."
It's got your name on it.
It had my name right on it, and he was like, "What's that for?" And it's like, I was like, "My anxiety, you know, it racks my brain constantly, and these pills will sometimes help." And then the other cop, who was like more of a heady guy, said, oh, it's like, is that what the weed for? It's like, that's what the weed for too? And I was like, yeah, that's right. And he's like, does the weed help with that? And I was like, yeah, it does. And I was
Okay.
like, huh.
Get out of here.
Well, no, he was like, well, get in the back of the squad car. Too bad about the crippling anxiety, but you know, you're in New Jersey now. Maybe you smoke that stuff up in Suffern.
I'm so glad I'm leaving. I'm so glad I'm leaving this punk shit behind. Shit is exhausting for an old guy like me. This is gonna be on the street. Take 10, the perfect 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. And there's always someone after me. Yeah.
Okay. Yo, I'm getting real hype right now. It's just about to get real, isn't it, Pat? I want to taste it, baby. Let's go.
Sorry, do you hate the shoulder rub?
It's like the sound of the
at
valves having
the
like
studio,
such a
this is what I
bubble
always
spot,
do
like
to
the bubbles
RJ.
forming and
And I always have to say,
It's-
I'm sorry,
it's-
RJ.
it's kind of like not
Whenever
the
I'm
most
giving my guys studio
appealing
notes, I
sound,
gotta
it's
always
like-
say,
I was
listen,
just, it's
kid,
interesting. I just don't know because like
listen, man, we're gonna
know a
watch
little
the
bit about
Berlin
arrangements,
concert,
about
1971 later. You'll see Keith
Fascinating.
Jarrett. You'll see
Huh.
what he's doing in
This
the
is
left
such a
hand with
different
the
beast.
organ. You'll see what he's
Yeah.
doing in the right. You'll see Herbie
This is
Hancock
like-
modestly
this thing needs to be
chilling
cleaned.
in the cut.
I hadn't cleaned it since I
when
got it.
6 years
How long you
before
had it?
he was the star. at some fucking
that is
gig
straight
at
oil
a
and
fucking
water
concert,
connecting too.
and was getting long solos. Now he's chilling in the
Shay
cut for a
gave
fucking
this to me,
hour.
like,
While
one
Keith
month ago.
Jarrett goes
Maybe
nuts,
2 weeks ago.
embellishing
Shay?
everything, barely
Did she
touching
see
the
it?
head,
Yeah.
making
Reese
up
gave
his
you a
own
chocolate?
song,
Yeah, Reese just
basically.
gave it to me.
So funny, after living together for all those years, or what, 1 year?
Yeah.
Never did do a track together, did we?
No,
But I
we
guess
talked about it.
So many plans for tracks, so inspiring to hear you in there in your little woodshed of your room adjacent to mine, just burning through scales for hours. It honestly made me think to myself, I should sit down and play my scales once in a while.
Yeah, man. It's
I
good.
didn't follow up on that, but
It's just good work. It's never too late.
it's really not. There's always a lot to learn.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Like a guy like you've probably practiced enough at this point, but you know, you got to keep the sword sharp.
Yeah.
That's it. You know, if you don't use it, you lose it.
Yeah.
And why wouldn't you use it? You love it. That's like why you wanted to do it.
Yeah. A trumpet player's work is never done. You always got to practice. But
Well,
my
and-
next frontier is gear. I want to get the right setup, right
shit.
trumpet.
You're ready for your reckoning with electricity, like mine.
Yeah.
Or you can do this one. The left hand, this one.
I think that's right.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was tripping.
Yo, Kevin, I got the chart for that right here.
And then, so the end of it, sorry, I was like thinking that the note that I wanted you to start on was different than it was. Later on, you started doing like a lower note.
I didn't get this emergency.
Patrick, did you have something you were going to say?
This part's weird. He doesn't know what it is. No one knows. Work on that split for me, okay?
did it
Molini?
twice
Did
as
it
many.
twice as many. Yeah, got it.
Yeah.
Cool.
So hold that first note out.
Got it.
Twice
Through
as
it.
long.
Okay, dig it.
Loud and strong, and then into that. So some of the pads, I don't think are bad necessarily, but I feel like something should move. There should be like
Okay.
maybe some long phrase, right? That the completion of that phrase is a melody is, you know, like the whole 4, you know, cycles, you know, or some long phrase,
Got
not a
it.
short phrase repeated. Does
From
make
that
sense?
section where we just stopped, like a long.
I wonder if we should do those other parts. If I can
Ba-
find them.
And then this kind of. Does that make sense? Alright. You do the ways
Yep. Yo, one more.
Keep that,
Right
you
there?
know, it's
Where your fist
well,
is?
I don't want too much of that air coming right at it, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Okay. There's definitely a good amount of bleed, you know, so you guys will have to, yeah, exactly. It's going to be a lot of ghost vocals. That sort of
Ghost vocals.
Right now we have the vocal track is turned off, and you can hear the bleed coming through. With the live performance, the thing with that is the bleed over from what is being played onto each other's tracks. So we're choosing not to do an isolation thing. To really capture the whole performance as a thing. Even though there's lots of individual elements going on in there, I think we're trying to capture what happened in the room. So the room sort of like as the instrument more than the, you know, individual like parts, wherein there's like that performance thing, you know. And I think that's what we captured too, you know, it's just the performances.
That's it.
There's a trio of trains twixt my work and my play. On my way to my plane, they tell me to pay, so I'm playing. I'm thinking of work the next day, and the trio of trains to take me on my way. It's a trio of trains on a tangled up track, twirling and swirling into infinite black, and I'm wishing I'd listened to wisdom way back, for that trio of trains tore and tangled the track. The infinite black of the path after dark, the shadows of the past pass unnoticed. Glass-hearted lad stabs his own back in the passenger car. Gets discarded like trash between the tracks in the yard. The tracks in the yard and the nails and the rails. I am wailing and flailing now, failing to fail. I'm not talking, telling my tale. A hand for a nail and an eye for a spell.
There's a trio of trains twixt my work and my play.
I don't know, Pop. It can be one of those things, like you get into it, a lot of times you get in the middle of something and you're not exactly quite sure why you started doing it.
Mm-hmm.
But you say, I'm on this path. I know that I've made a series of choices that have brought me to this point. You know, the original idea behind me setting down this road maybe is getting vaguer the further along the road I go, but like, this is the path, right?
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's my idea of faith in a way.
Well, it's a good path. You've had a good time with this. You've done some constructive things.
I've done constructive things. I've had a good time at times. You know, Pop, it is what it is. Like, this is what I do. You know, and I used to think that, like, one of these days, one of these records is going to be the one to put me on Easy Street. And then after that record's out, I never have to worry again. But now I see that that's kind of an illusion. You probably chase similar ones at some point after I win this case.
Right.
Then I'm done. And then I get the boat and I do the whole thing. You never really talked about wanting a boat, but you know what I'm saying. Especially when you're a younger guy, probably.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe
You're
you
right.
didn't. I have.
No,
I've
no.
done that.
No.
If only I can just get this. If this thing happens, then the rest of it will just snap into place.
I've lived most of my life that way. Not anymore, but I spent a lot of time in life exactly that. And of course, it's ultimately self-defeating, because when you measure success by acquisition, you're doomed to failure, because it'll never be enough.
Wow. It will never be enough. Why is that? That's one of the big quandaries of life, right?
It's sort of part of natural selection. I mean, that actually has contributed to the success of the species, that people have never wanted enough, and so they strive for more.
Wow.
Right?
Well, I mean, certainly, yes.
But it's counterproductive in a lot of ways.
Well, it can chafe the soul. But like you said, it is part of the will to survive, which is, you know, very powerful force within all of us, even when it's working beyond our understanding, or our conscious understanding, right?
Right.
But maybe once you understand that, then you can reach a deeper level of satisfaction with the things that you have, right?
Right.
Because a lot of times you're thinking about, I want this, or I want that, or if I do this, I could have that in the future. And you're really doing nothing but taking a piss on the present, right? And it's exactly the same when we make these records, because I set out with some vague fantasy notion of what I want to achieve sonically, perhaps. And then we get along and we get to a point like we're at now, and the initial vision is vaguer than ever before, getting vaguer by the day. and only more confounded and confused by the thing that's sitting in front of you. And you say, I don't know what this thing is. I can't even engage with it because I'm hung up on my ever-dimming fantasy notion that I had when I started out pursuing this thing that I'm pursuing.
Ever dimming?
It's getting dimmer all the time.
Okay.
I don't know, Pop. I gotta occasionally make up new words to suit my purposes. Shakespeare did it. We have him to thank for the word puking.
Is that true?
Yeah, sure. That's in As You Like It, Orlando's famous speech, All the World's a Stage. That's the first documented use of the word puking that we can point to. But maybe he picked it up from his friend. We don't know. Maybe he'd never even existed.